Welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate it in your busy lifestyle. Today I'm going to be giving you all an update of my new fitness routine, kind of what my new longer term goals are. I kind of think I've set in place some things that I'm really going to work on for a while, and I made a video just recently about going into a bulk long term versus cutting long term, and the benefits of it, the pros and cons of it. So you may want to watch that video to kind of see why I'm going to go the route I'm going to go. But essentially, to make it quick and sweet for that aspect, whenever you pick a long-term goal and you strive towards that goal and that one goal only, you will then start to gain a compounding knowledge, or in this case, muscle. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So there's 3 main exercises that I'm going to be focused on for the next probably 6 months. I'm going to take these all the way out. And so the 3 main exercises that I'm going to be focused on for the next 6 months are going to be pull-ups. Mainly, I'm shooting to get my PR up on my body weight pull-ups, just being able to get more reps. I'm also going to probably go ahead and check my strength, see where it's at. I'm going to check every aspect of it and just kind of see where I'm at. Maybe get on one of the assisted pull-up machines and maybe take 30 pounds off my body weight with the assisted pull-up, see how many reps I can get of that, just to get some kind of mile markers. I'll essentially write down those mile markers, and then if you follow this channel, you'll know I just kind of take an approach that is very intuitive, and I lift a lot based on how my energy levels are, how I'm feeling that day. A lot of times, if it's not a high energy day, I go with higher repetition, because to me, strength, it exerts a lot more mental strength versus higher repetition. It's more of just fighting past the burn. Mental strength is you have to tell yourself, hey, I've got to lift more weight, hey, I got to lift more weight. But it kind of just depends on your approach to weightlifting. So I'll lift intuitively for my pull-ups and essentially just keep on progressing with pull-ups. So when I come in almost every day, what I'll do is I'll do pull-ups. Matter of fact, I might go ahead and just save that for another video. I think I'll go ahead and save the details for another video. So just check in later, and those videos I'll go into more detail on how I'm going to execute the routine, and kind of be more of a fitness routine that you could actually potentially follow. The second thing that I'm going to be focused on is incline bench press. Incline bench press is something I've never primarily focused on. I've always been the type of person where I hit all aspects of the chest muscle. So I do incline, decline, flat, but I primarily always lifted flat. And it's just something that I want to change up in my routine. It's something that I've never done, so I know that I can see some decent progress in it, and I can really get some compounding muscle growth by executing a move that I've never done primarily. The third primary focus, and you may already know this one if you follow the channel, but it's going to be traps. I've decided to focus on traps because it's something that most people don't focus on, and the people who do focus on them are people who've been working out for years and finally decide after years and years of lifting that they're going to do traps. Now, there are some people that do them, but it's a very small ratio. People generally do not do traps, and it's just something that I can execute on, kind of like Alpha Destiny. One of his main things is traps. So I could potentially put myself in that boat to where people are looking at me as an expert in traps because I decided to focus on them. And I think a lot to muscles such as traps, calves, people just don't put enough focus and emphasis on them, so that they never truly see muscle growth, and also there's not near as many experienced lifters who have just ridiculous traps. That's why people almost everybody, even in the fitness industry, is going to Alpha Destiny for his traps, for his trap routines, and overall knowledge and collaboration on like how to build solid traps. And I think that's something that, you know, I can definitely execute on and kind of niche down on a bit. So those are going to be my 3 like primary focuses as far as exercises go. I'm going to continue to do my upper-lower split, however you want to call it. I'm going to continue to do my upper-lower for now, just because I feel like I have more compounding muscle to gain off of that lift. I think that a lot of people should switch more frequently, like maybe lift like 6 months one way, like say for push-pull legs, and then switch and do another 6 months of upper-lower. But I think that kind of depends on your muscle growth, how fast you're growing. Are you starting to see slowdowns in your muscle growth? I think a lot of that stuff will make a tremendous difference. So I would consider switching from an upper-lower to a push-pull legs being a major variation in your workout. Not so much for your legs, because your legs are still isolated on their own day, but your upper body is not, so therefore you're going to get muscle growth and more focus on certain muscle groups that you wouldn't generally in one lifting routine versus the other. So they both have their own advantages / disadvantages for different muscle groups. I'm also still in a cut right now. I'm going to continue my cut for about 3 more weeks. I think it might be 2 or 3 more weeks. And I've been just taking it very like mildly. At first I started taking it very aggressively and just like trying to do it for the YouTube transformation and da-da-da-da-da. But I kind of realized I was going a little unhealthy with it. And just like wasn't listening to my body. I was like, I need to cut so hard for my YouTubers, and just making sure that like, you know, I portray the best possible results at all costs. And I've kind of like stepped back from that, and it's like it's not the right route to go. I just feel like even though like I want to do as much as I can for you guys, me putting myself through a tremendously difficult and health risky transformation, it's just not worth it. I just truly feel like I should not be portraying that you can get this lean this fast, and me having to like put myself at health risk, or just like being super hard and non-sustainable. I'd rather do a more slow approach and be like, hey, this is more of like what a natural lifter can do. This is more of what a natural transformation could be. This is something that was like very simple, something I implemented that was like almost no change in my life whatsoever. Like there was changes, obviously. You gotta like eat a little less and da-da-da-da, but nothing was like drastic. There's nothing that was so major that I just could not keep up with this. Like, I could keep cutting the way I'm cutting right now for like ever, pretty much. I could hold this slow progression of weight loss, and I'm loving it because I'm seeing, you know, slow results, but it's also very, very easy to meet these results. I think everybody's always trying to go for these like epic transformations, and you know, I don't think that's the goal, especially for your average person. Your average person, your goal is not to do an epic transformation. Like if you have a vacation and maybe you want to try to shred down as lean as possible really quick, maybe it's worth it for you. But like me personally, I'd rather start cutting a lot further out. Like say for instance, if I had a set vacation day, I'd rather start cutting 4 months before and just cut super slow throughout the whole thing. I thought at first that I'd rather just do it fast and get it over with and get back into a bulk, but I've kind of learned from my experience that it's a lot harder to do that. You feel like shit. The method like of the slower approach is like you feel like you're not doing anything. You feel like you're truly not doing anything extra to really lose the fat loss. Like sure, you might get a little hungry here and there, and you just have to turn it down. But the other way, it's like you're starving all the time. Your body feels depleted. You feel like crap. Just overall, just garbage. I'm not really condoning the fast approach. It's something that I kind of like thought of at first. I thought would be good at first, but I'd rather take it slow and see slow results. because it kind of reverts back to, like, you'll give up as well if you don't do it. So let's get back to the topic of this video. Sorry, don't mean to rant on. As I mentioned before, I'm going to continue this cut for like another 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to wait till I go on vacation, my week of vacation. The way I'm going to plan that 1 week out is, depending on how much I'm lifting, is dependent on how much I'll overeat. Like, I don't mind, like, just, like, completely over-consuming on food as long as I'm getting good, solid lifts in while I'm on vacation. But I don't want to not be getting in lifts and continue to eat like I'm bulking. I think that's a big mistake people make. They're like, I'm in a bulking phase, and, like, for some odd reason they weren't able to work out that week. You should not. If you're not going to be able to work out that week, you should not continue to be in a bulking phase. If anything, I would say hurry up and hit a cut. If you know this week, like, there's absolutely no way you can work out because of, you know, maybe you work for a job and now they're putting you on 18-hour shifts because demand of something, you know. If something crazy like that happens in your life and you know for sure you're not going to be able to work out, just turn that into a cut. You know what I mean? Like, don't put on more body fat for no reason. You know, take advantage of that. You may not hardly see any results of the cut, but you will maybe lose a pound or two. And that couple pounds, you know, it'll help you whenever you go into your next cutting phase. It'll be 1 or 2 less pounds you'll have to cut off. That's kind of how I'll execute the vacation portion of it. I'm going to try to lift as much as I can because I know I'm going to want to overeat a lot, and we're planning on going out to dinner every night and stuff like that. So I'll make a video on this as well. Like, I'll just go more in detailed on the whole vacation thing and, like, what the plan is for the vacation, how we're going to eat, train, because I think it's a good idea to, like, so that's, like, one of the main things that this channel is to target is, like, with our busy lifestyles, how do we find time to still work out and still stay in shape, and, like, what are the best methods as far as, like, staying in shape and like, you know, exactly stuff like the vacation, you know, and working too many hours. So I need to target down more on making more videos about that, because that's, like, one of the niches that we're really trying to target is just, like, the 9-to-5er, and we're executing on that 9-to-5 right now. I'm going to my 9-to-5 right now and execute on those people there and really help them be able to maintain, sustain, and or allow themselves to be able to pursue fitness and actually take it to the next level. When we come back from vacation, what I plan to do is to go into a bulk. And this is something that's going to be quite a bit different. I'm going to go into a bulk for the remainder of the summer. I'm going to bulk all the way up until probably next year. I might, like, it'll probably be about a 10-month bulk is what I'm predicting. 9 to 10 months. It'll be a 9 to 10 month bulk because my game plan is to just bulk as much as I potentially can, but then I'd like to also get lean again for next summer. And it may be closer to, you know, 10 or 11 month bulk. We'll just kind of see how it goes, how lean of a bulk it is. But I just want to be able to pack on as much muscle as I potentially can, but then I also want to be able to get lean for next summer as well. But I just really need to focus on going into a long bulk cycle where the majority of that time is going to be a bulk. I'm probably end up doing some mini cuts here and there, but just kind of stay tuned and just see what I do. A lot of what I do is intuitive. I just check in with my body, and I'm like, hey, how am I feeling? How do I feel mentally? Do I feel self-conscious about myself? I'll just check myself on a daily basis and see how I feel, weekly basis, see how I feel, see how my muscular progress is. If I'm gaining massive amounts of muscle and, like, hardly gaining any fat, I don't care how much fat I particularly gain, as long as the fat to lean muscle ratio is very high. I think I said that backwards. Maybe it's lean muscle to fat ratio is very high. Basically, what I'm getting at is that you're gaining a lot of lean muscle versus not as much fat. And you're going to gain more fat probably than you do lean muscle. But if you do a true lean bulk and you're very strict to that, you can gain pretty significant amounts of muscle without gaining a lot of fat. And that's the approach that I'm really trying to strive for. That way, so maybe I can even bulk for 12 months, for a full 12 months, lean bulk the whole way out, and then, like, 10 months from now, I'm like, okay, I'm still shredded enough, or I'm close enough to being shredded that I'm not even worried about bulking for a couple extra months. So that'll be a big determining factor. I'm really expecting this next year to be one of the best years as far as aesthetically, me looking more jacked and whatnot. This last like year and a half has me just been building a solid foundation. Like when I first started out fitness, my arms were not much smaller than what they are now, but the thing that you could not really see is that they were all flab. They were not muscle. My muscle was full of fat. Like now my muscle is like dense and it's like solid rocks. It's a complete different muscle density than what I had before. So it's like, and my strength is way higher than what it was. You know, I was looking at max and pulling like 120 pounds or something like that. I was able to do like 3 pull-ups, and now I'm doing like 18 of them. So just stay tuned, guys. Didn't mean to rant on, get off topic and whatnot. If you like these type of videos, or if you just want to follow along with the different fitness plans that I'm going to be having coming out, and try to execute on the same type of plan that I am, or just, you know, check it, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notifications whenever I'm posting videos like that. And then, you know, if you have any questions, get down in the comments below. Ask them questions. Do not be scared to ask questions. Somebody said there is such thing as dumb questions, but guess what? They're only a dumb question if you're not going to execute on the question. If you're asking a question to make an excuse for yourself, that's the only way it can be dumb. If you're asking a question because you want to take executable action on the knowledge that you learn, then, hey. Make sure to hit that subular button, though. Yeah. And we'll catch you on the next one.